So software developers are persons who don't want to communicate, right? Right? So this is what they do, but do they want to be like that? Think about that for a moment. Let's do that together. So why is that? Many management people ask, hey, I'm a team lead, I'm an engineering manager, I'm a CTO. So my developers are oftentimes running away from me. They don't tell me something, what I need to know. They don't provide me any feedback. They don't tell me anything if I don't ask them. I have an open door policy. I invite them to speak to me to every time when they have a problem. They don't do that. What's going on? Yeah, so it is not like those are very specific human beings because they are developers and it's in their genes or something like that. Sorry, it is not the case. Those are normal human beings. They try to do their very best in order to be a good professional person and contribute to the outcome. The problem is they cannot really do that. And that is, unfortunately, the case in many of the companies I'm working with. And it was in mine as well for quite a long time because of me. And I'll now tell you the story about that. So because you as a manager, you need to connect two major worlds, which is the business world and the tech world. The tech world is the world where everything happens, the creative stuff, right? This is where the people build features, fix bugs, do changes, those kind of things. The things which are actually essential for what actually happens on the business side, right? So this is basically the process. Then you have the business people. You have the clients, you have the people who sell stuff, you have the product owners, those kind of things. And those two worlds need to be connected. They don't need to be disconnected. And this disconnect is what makes the developers silent and the business frustrated. So why is that? Because now imagine you're a developer and your entire world is made of a ticket with 2 or 3 acceptance criteria, pretty poorly defined, but imperatively defined, which means this is law, they need to do this. And there is this little date, this date time in there, which is a deadline, right? The line, when you cross it, you actually die. Do we die? Probably not, right? So why is that actually a deadline? This little milestone, let's call it like that, this is a better phrase to call it like that, causes fear and anxiety. Because instead of the developers focusing on what's going on the business world, how to actually serve the clients, how to help the users with their problems, they are only focused on this ticket. Because all they are measured by, the developers, is this ticket. Will they be done in time? Will they do everything right? Will there be new problems because they have already created so many problems? Hopefully they don't create new problems because the clients are mad already. Oh, we all know that, right? Oh, there's incompetence in the developer ranks. It is not incompetence. It is because people in the developer ranks work towards their ticket. The ticket is not defined by them. The ticket is defined by someone else. Someone who doesn't understand what the developers are doing. They just understand business and they think, hey, it's a great idea to do that to that time. Yeah, sounds like a great idea. So let's tell the developers they shall just do it in time. Oh, great idea, right? But the developers don't know either if that is actually a good amount of time. You will see because it's actually an agile process in that moment. So you start and you see, oh, I won't make it. And already that no one wants to listen to, I don't make it. That doesn't sound good to business, right? So you don't want to go to the client and tell you, oh, we actually don't make it. And they are already, as I said, not very happy about that. Oftentimes we are late in what we do and we need to tell again that we are late. And here's the mistake, right? So you don't know what's the 100% scope is. You don't know what the challenges are. And you force the developers to get ready with a change, a feature, whatever, to a specific time, no matter the damage you cause. And the damage can be lowered quality, lowered maintainability, lower readability. People don't understand the software anymore, and you produce more and more problems in each iteration to get things done. It will be worse every time you do something. Every time it gets worse. With every new ticket, it becomes worse because every time we take in shortcuts, every time we don't deliver really, we just deliver on what's written in the ticket, not what was defined as a quality boundary, as a quality definition. as NFRs, as requirements, as qualities. We don't deliver to that. We just deliver to the ticket because this is what matters. This is how you, as a business person, measure your developers. And this is the reason why they are not so communicative anymore. Of course, that can be in some teams a little bit different than in others, and the context and the story is a little bit different, but the overall idea is the same. There is a disconnect between business and development. And we need to learn about that. We need to understand that. Instead, you as a manager, your actual job as a manager is to become a leader. And when you are a leader and you want to lead these people, your people, into the mission, and then in that moment, you need to understand that the clients are the people you, as a group, want to serve. So if the clients have business reasons to do something, or you have a business reason to define something as soon as possible, then you need to start to communicate this in a way that they understand that if you take shortcuts, it will become worse long term. So there are constraints, and you cannot simply ignore the constraints and lie to the clients that everything is fine, and then go to the developers and say, you need to get that done, right? You know about that. You can't simply do that. That's wrong. That will lead long-term downwards. People will leave, clients will be frustrated, and you will be frustrated as well, because you just then do finger pointing and blame people for things they basically cannot do anything about it, because there is no budget, there is no time, and there is no culture whatsoever to talk about those things without being punished. I know I know staff engineers, I know engineering managers and CTOs who are afraid to tell other people that they are late in what they're doing, that they don't understand actually every detail about something. And you know what? They don't ask and they don't tell. They make over hours and burn themselves out. That is not a great thing. And this is a big sickness we have right now in the software industry space. And we shouldn't have that, right? So when we do it in a mature way, when we want to take ownership at the business together with our clients. So imagine a business to business area where really personally know your clients. If you talk to them openly, in a modern society, it should be possible right now to talk to them and really tell them, hey, we can do that. It will take some days longer, but then we won't have problems long term. Just give us that time. Oftentimes, you don't even need to change the contract. You just need to have a little bit more time. And this little time more makes oftentimes already the big difference in how your people then perceive the situation. They will see the situation more positively. They don't feel this fear of going to you then. They will even say, hey, we might need more time here as well. Because you already showed as a role model that it's possible to get more time. And then the developers have the possibility to prove with more time, they can get things done better. They can improve quality. They can reduce the amount of mistakes, of bugs, or something like that. It is possible then. And when they prove this, the frustration on the client side reduces. And when you say next time, in that moment, in that positive experience of, hey, it actually gets better, and you tell again, we need more time for this, you will see, and I saw that so often, you will see that every outside stakeholder will say, okay, we understand, then we need to do it like that. We will change accordingly. And you will see that suddenly the entire pressure is gone. Your people will start to communicate to you because they see that's their benefit now. It is now a better workplace. They can now be what they actually want to be, software engineers, and not just code monkeys or worker nodes or something like that, who work towards the artificial ticket someone else has defined. No, those people suddenly start to define those tickets. They enrich them. They even create things in time which you were not planning because of their intrinsic motivation to follow their calling because it's their profession. Okay? Just a little bit of rant right now. Because sometimes we often forget that software developers we blame actually pick that job because they really love it. They do something most people who don't do that job don't even understand. They are often called magicians or wizards or something like that. They are actually no wizards. We often simply don't understand what we do either until we get to the point that we understand it. And this is actually what we do. We are developers. We develop from not knowing to knowing every time. Every day anew, every week anew. And you need to let developers do that, because the outcome of that, is what you sell as a business person. If you basically restrict them before they actually have started, you get what you deserve. That's logical, right? And this is what we need to learn. So, as leaders and managers, we need to bridge the gap between those both worlds and make that a big cycle in which we work. Not seeing the development as some weird department of weirdos and the business is the holy grail, this is where the money comes in. No, long term, the money flows because there is a flow. And this is every time the case. There is no exception I have ever met where this is in any way different. So when we want to have something where we are happy to go to work as developer, as a manager, and we see we can contribute to the success of our clients, of our users, then it's actually a great thing to do. This is the mission. This is the vision I am talking about. Especially CTOs should narrate this and get the people together, because CTOs are actually in between both worlds. They are half business, half tech. And this is where the idea of the transformational CTO comes from as well. We do this new transformation into this new thinking, these new ideas. Okay, I just wanted to get you a little bit thinking about that, because I think there is a lot of hidden potential and misunderstandings there. Oftentimes finger pointing and bad cultures where you don't need to have them. And you can do something about that. You can start today, right? Yes, it can be kindness, but be straight in the same moment. Tell the people what's going on. Talk with them about the problems. Be able to tell the developers, hey, we have a problem here right now. We need to fix something fast and right now in that moment, right? And you will see that if something like that happens in a good environment, then your developers, your engineers will fix that as fast as they can, even if it means over hours in that moment. They will do that because they have ownership. They have their share right now, right? But if they don't have their share, if they are totally disconnected and you pass down a ticket, and then they will just do the ticket somehow, right? But there is no motivation behind that. Don't expect any improvement. Just expect that maybe they do it in decent quality. But most of the times it's below decent quality, because it is more valuable to get a ticket done instead of doing it right. And if you are in such a situation, such a culture, really think twice if this is the best thing for your company, for your business to have. In my opinion, and in my experience, it is not. It costs you a lot of money, and it might lead you and your people into a burnout situation you don't want to be in. So this is my advice for today. Think about that. That's very straight, very honest. And that is extremely important for you to think about if you are in such a situation. Congratulations if you are not and you have already a culture where everyone is happy to work in, then I really congratulate you. But this is, as I said, not what I see very often, right? So let's work together on that. Let's learn about those things. Let's think about those things. Instead of thinking we are managers, start to be leaders. Lead people. Be worth following and lead people towards a goal and a mission. Your clients and your users will thank you. I promise. Goodbye, everyone. Have a nice weekend.